Hello, guys. Welcome to another video. This video is about Marcus Rashford, and the question is prime Marcus Rashford back? Is prime Marcus Rashford back? But before I speak, let us watch this video by Jose Mourinho first.
What could he become, do you think, Marcus Rashford?
He's
what
young,
he's young
but he's experienced. One thing is you are young and you don't have enough minutes. One thing is you are young and you never play. Another thing is you are young and you play since you are 18. With 21 years old, he has probably more matches in the Premier League, in the national team, in the World Cup, in the Euros, in the Champions League, in the Europa League, than some play with 24, 25. So for me, the point is not his age. For me, the points are his qualities. And for me, he is potentially a very good player. He's a very good player in some models of play. He's a very good player in some positions. As a target man, as a number 9, I don't think he has these 30 goals that a top striker has.
How can he get better? How can he get better?
For me, he can't get better as a number 9. For me, he can get better and better and better, playing the way they did today, playing from the left side, playing with another one as a target man. But for him to be the target man in matches where United is dominant and playing against defensive teams, against low blocks, I think is difficult for him.
Okay, so we can see in Jose's delivery that he was very, very honest. He was raw, but most importantly, he was very analytical. You could see he had studied Rashford for a very, very long time and could tell Rashford's strengths and weaknesses. Mind you, Rashford coming into United as a young man from Carrington blew my mind away. Honestly, Rashford has played some good football for Manchester United. But you see, over time at the club, one thing you need as a player, as good as you may be, you have to be consistent. You really have to be consistent. And so Manchester United fans are not really happy with Marcus Rashford because at a point where we needed him the most, he was failing us. This is somebody who had scored 30 goals in the 2022-2023 season. Now watch this. If he had scored 30 goals in the 2022-2023 season, you'd expect him to do better in the next season, right? This is the 2023-2024 season. Rashford came out with 8 goals. That is 22 goals less than what he scored in Ruben Amorim, right? We bring Ruben Amorim all the way from Sporting CB. This is a man who has played a system that has worked for him consistently, right? Because he coached in Casapia, moved on to Braga Team B, moved on to Braga Team A, and then Sporting CP, right? This is a man who has done everything in his power to rise through the ranks of managership. And now he comes to Manchester United. And you can see with his culture, he is cutthroat, right? Because he brought the likes of Gyökeres, Nuno Mendes, and Inacio from the academy. Well, he did bring Gyökeres from Coventry, and then Nuno Mendes and Gonzalo Inacio from the academy. He had sold all the players who were shirt sellers in Sporting CP. So him coming into United, you definitely know that he's going to bring that same cutthroat mentality where he's going to bring players who are willing to play and are not just shirt sellers. United was giving Rashford 350k pounds a week. Ladies and gentlemen, 350k pounds a week is no joke, right? So you expect him to at least put in a performance, but we watch Marcus Rashford. He's not tracking back. He's not taking on his man. He's shooting the ball, making terrible decisions. You ask yourself, is this the same Marcus Rashford who played against PSG, right? You expect to see something better from someone who's taking 250k a week. And the Glazer brothers were, let's say, enabling him. They were like enablers, giving him money to do nothing because, hey, it's Marcus Rashford. He's Manchester's darling boy. That aside, Marcus Rashford was being a good person, right? He was an activist. He was feeding kids. I think that mentally plays into our psychology, right? Because we think he's a good person. I mean, we shouldn't be too harsh on the lad because he's a good person. So we can't criticize him or blame him. Not blame him per se, but we can't criticize him or tell him to do better for a club he loves and is playing for. Okay, so Ruben Amorim comes, he says no, he's not going to play the likes of Garnacho because Garnacho has a terrible behavior. He's not going to play Højlund because, I mean, Højlund might be good, but we need somebody who is already cooked and can do well. I mean, Højlund was trying his best till we moved him to Napoli. And then there is Sancho, who we do not even want to speak about. I personally don't want to say anything about Sancho because I feel Sancho is like a freeloader. Mind you, he's riding on his excellence from Dortmund. And if you want to play football, you do not ride on your excellence before. Like I said, you need to be consistent. And so now we send Rashford to Aston Villa. He shows some 1 or 2 skills and he comes back and we've given his number 10 jersey to Cunha. Meaning he's not part of the plan anymore. Amorim has made him know that, hey, Rashford, you're not part of the plan anymore, so go out of my club. It is fine. It is understood. Now, Rashford goes into Barcelona and in the Champions League match against Newcastle, mind you, Rashford was brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, let us state facts. This is the 30 goals season Rashford. This is the Rashford we know who can turn a game on its head when you need him the most. I mean, he always drives into that byline, crosses the ball, shoots from afar. Rashford has pace. Rashford has shot power. Rashford has shot accuracy. Rashford is the guy who can change the game for you. And you can see on Pedri's face the shock when he put his hand on his head after Rashford has scored the second goal. I mean, that goal was brilliant. It means Rashford is on top form, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. His mentality is strong again. But the thing is, Barcelona fans need to beware of something. I think it's something I've noticed about players who are good and who ride on their potential and abilities, right? This Rashford can only last a season. I mean, they have loaned him and maybe probably after a year or two, I think he would leave Barcelona. If Barcelona decide to retain him, which I believe Hansi Flick would, because Rashford really is that guy. He's really stepping up for Barcelona. Because in the game they played against Newcastle, you could definitely see that Newcastle had the opportunity, right, to make it a 2-2 draw, or could have even played a 2-0 against Barcelona, but they just weren't taking their chances. Anthony Gordon was all over the place. Murphy came in, was giving him some good crosses. Nick Voltemada had to settle into the game before. But prior to that, Newcastle weren't that bad. They were trying to create chances, but just that Anthony Gordon, he was just out of the game, right? But this is not even about Newcastle. Back to Rashford. He is a player who will ride on his abilities. I mean, after he has done this for some time, the times in which you need him to do something the most, he wouldn't. I mean, I have spoken to a lot of Barcelona fans who have said that prior to this Marcus Rashford performance, they weren't seeing anything because and I responded that he had to settle in before. They need a man to settle in, acclimatize himself to the players around him. And you can see now they are trusting him more. Pedri is trusting Rashford more with the ball. Fermin Lopez is running into space, trusting that Rashford will cross the ball for him. Same for Lewandowski. You can see that these people are starting to see the quality Rashford has. And I mean, Rashford is a quality player. He's mint. He's apt. He's a man you need. But at a certain point in time, the moment you need Rashford the most, that is when he wouldn't want to show up. And that's the thing that has been bothering him at Manchester United. And the fans felt like, hey, but we need to let you go. And all the best to Marcus Rashford. But I believe for this season, with the way Rashford has picked up, prime Marcus Rashford is back, and I'm looking forward to enjoying him both in the La Liga and probably if he comes to Manchester United and he does changes. Well, I probably know that he wouldn't want to play for us because I mean they have given his number 10 jersey to Cunha. Ruben Amorim has made it clear to him that he doesn't want him to. He's not part of the plan anymore, and probably if all things turn right, Marcus Rashford plays for Barcelona and plays his best.